Hello, fellow AI enthusiasts and other people waiting to see what Midjourney's version 8 will be all about. It really seems that we are getting very close to the release of it, and based on the experiences of previous releases, I think it could be either this week or next week. Or I could be completely wrong and way off with my estimation. Either way, so far Midjourney has already done 2 rating parties. If you didn't know this already, the rating parties are usually a very clear indication of new version releases. So, I went and rated some images too to contribute a bit. Although Midjourney has clearly mentioned that the images seen in the rating party are definitely not something that would show us what V8 would be capable of or what it would look like, it does give us some indications of what they would be trying to improve with the new model. It looks to me that text is a very big part of it. I saw many text prompts in the first rating party, and even more during the second rating party. It was something that Midjourney clearly was struggling with in the past. Even simpler words rarely came out in intended ways, and longer text you could basically forget about completely. So it was very nice to see that there were so many images that clearly looked AI-generated, with very long text on them, and they even matched the prompts that were visible underneath. Groups of people seemed to come out better as well. Previous versions didn't do them that well. Single people were fine, but larger groups either avoided showing the faces or they were just distorted. But those were just my observations that I made while ranking the images during the rating parties we had this week. I also went and took a look at what has been discussed during the office hours lately about V8. I haven't been attending them myself for a while now, but thankfully there seem to be lovely people who are summarising what's been talked about during them. Alright, so based on everything shared in the January and February office hours, here's what we can realistically expect from V8. First, the model itself is supposed to be much smarter. They've talked a lot about stronger language understanding. That means better handling of complex prompts, better coherence, and more reliable behaviour with things like negations. The goal is that you don't have to fight the model as much or rely on weird prompt tricks to get consistent results. Text rendering is expected to improve a lot. This has come up repeatedly. If readable signage, labels, or typography matter to you, V8 is where the real improvement should happen. They've made it clear that V8, not Niji, is the big step forward for text. Resolution is another major shift. The 1024 model has finished training. On top of that, they've started native 2048 training. This is important because they are not focusing on upscaling. They want true, native, high resolution. The new architecture supports flexible resolutions, from very small all the way up to 2K and beyond. They are strongly considering making 2K the default if cost allows. Performance-wise, V8 at 1024 is currently faster and cheaper than V7. That gives them room to either keep pricing similar and increase quality, or potentially introduce higher resolution modes at different cost levels. Nothing is final, but efficiency is clearly a focus. The workflow is also changing. A new Create interface is being built specifically for V8. The idea is fast, low-resolution iteration first. For example, generating large batches at 256 pixels, then scaling up once you find the direction you like. They've even said the old batch of 4 mindset is considered outdated long-term. So the creative process itself may feel different, not just the outputs. V8 is also a full architectural rewrite. That matters because many current tools still rely on older models. Upscaling, editing, pan, zoom, some of that is still based on V6 era systems. V8 is meant to unify things and make future feature development much faster. At launch, not everything will be there. Image prompting may not be available immediately. Variations might behave differently at first. Some edge cases will remain. They've hinted at a minimal viable release, then steady iteration after launch. Editing is coming shortly after V8. A separate edit model is already in development. Faces and localized edits are reportedly much better internally. Character consistency is still one of the biggest long-term requests, and it remains a priority. There may also be temporary capacity limits. V8 is heavier and may not run on all existing servers. Relax mode might not be available at first. There could be tier-based access depending on demand and server availability. So overall, V8 looks like three things happening at once: a smarter core model, native high resolution, and a redesigned creation workflow. It is not just a visual upgrade, it is a structural change to how Midjourney works and how we interact with it. We will see what we actually get when we get it. The changes probably will be more subtle than the leaps between previous models, but we shall see. Maybe it will be very amazing. Maybe everything will be different, and I need to reevaluate what I have been doing. But I do plan on figuring out how to explore V8 and share my findings with all of you. I thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe and all that stuff, and let's continue prompting.